Hear that sound? Sounds like another crusade. Like salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, your good old friend Insanity, here with my co-host Bob.
Hello!
And today you may be wondering what's up there. Well, you see, things happen sometimes.
YouTube happened again?
Yes, and on a channel that we know and like that's happened several times before.
Not MXR Plays!
Yep.
I take it's Crusade time?
Well, sadly we missed this little bit of Crusade time.
Darn.
That ain't too bad. Everything got fixed up, but here, so we'll quickly switch over. So as you can see here, to MXR Plays, originally they had one of their videos taken down, but as we can see here by the little community post, YouTube thankfully removed the second strike.
Second? What was the first?
I don't know, I have been kind of off on their channel for a little bit, doing my own stuff. But anywho, so they had a second strike on their channel, so we'll be uploading something tomorrow and talking about the whole situation. We recorded it right after the strike, so Jeannie and I are about to preface that video with what YouTube followed up with.
Aw, anytime we see the sad panda cry.
The Crusade time comes. Well, so, I was watching a video this morning, and I had a video all planned out, but then I saw something from the quartering.
Decent guy, Jim.
Yes, Jim at the quartering. But basically, what ended up happening was, we ended up seeing his video about him talking that, apparently YouTube came out and struck their channel for the second time. This has happened before because their MXR Plays is much more of a reaction style channel.
And people want money, so
So the first time, someone went about and bought up a bunch of videos and claimed that they had ownership, even though they were like 7 seconds long or whatever. And so they struck their channel, and they had to deal with that. They ended up getting lawyered up, all dealing with all that, and eventually that got dealt with, and the Crusade settled down.
Yeah, I remember that one. The Crusade hit hard.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember whoever the clip owners were, but they got stomped on. So then what ends up happening is it all settles down, and apparently they got another strike at some point in time. As you can tell, I have a strike on my channel. It's nothing too bad the first time, but it is very annoying because the second time the strike comes, that's when your videos and all that start getting messed with. Then third strike, you're out. Pretty much. Or depends on community guideline versus actual, like, video strike, which I think that's what this was. Now, this was a community, I believe.
Well, yeah, seeing what the video was about, it probably was.
So yeah, what ended up happening was they had a video of a little kid messing with a firework.
Okay, and where is the strikeability for that?
That's the thing! YouTube doesn't say!
Oh, Jesus Christmas.
Yep. So basically, this was that whole, it's not in the guide. Oh, actually, let's just take a look at their little video on it. And here we go.
Alright guys, it's confirmed that we got a second strike because somebody shot, or a kid shot fireworks. And that's apparently child abuse. Our guy at YouTube said it's regardless of whether or not there's a parent there or not, if a kid is shooting fireworks, there's nothing we can do about it and you get a strike. So we are indeed on our second strike. We're still going to post videos for the next couple of days because we still have videos left over, but we're going to be gone for a week after that. So 7 videos, no uploads. We're just letting you know because we can't post on YouTube.
So yeah.
What?
Yeah, my sentiments exactly. So that's the big thing. They didn't say anything. Child abuse? Child abuse. Seriously, it's child abuse for a kid to play with a firework. And here was the thing. I tried to look up the video because on the quartering, they had the video all set up. This was 15 hours ago. So they probably found out, oh, no, the video is actually up on our site and it's fine, but someone else reacted to it. It's suddenly not fine. So they probably took it down. But this is the thing. This is exactly like my video, exactly like the whole critical and Markiplier thing. They make up these rules, and they don't have them written down. So, me reading articles about George Floyd and Jacob Blake, and I think it was a little bit about the Rit boy.
Why don't you say his name?
Because that's probably one of the reasons why I got in trouble. Either that or another word I used to use, which I can no longer use, which makes me very sad.
Ah, the hard R.
Well, there are many hard R's, but that one, whatever. Anywho, so I did that. I did my video, and it gets a decent, for my channel, it got a great amount of views, over 20 views, which, yeah. But anywho, and then they take it down, and they say it's harassment site cyberbullying. So then, what was it? The Critical Moisture, his whole thing happens. He does the video of the mascots beating some dude up, which I really believe it is staged.
Yeah, who wears that and then doesn't, like, take off the helmet or whatever?
Yeah, so that happens. He gets a strike for violence. And then they eventually go back on it, and then Markiplier and he thought the main reason they probably went back on it because he was like, well, Markiplier showed it. So then Markiplier goes, hey, where's my strike? And after they had already removed the strike from Critical's channel, they strike Marky's.
Oh, no, not Marky Moo.
Well, he's got 25 million subscribers. So eventually they immediately go back on it, and they're like, we're not going to die on this hill. And then this happens. Child abuse because some kid is screwing around with fireworks. And from what I've seen, it's nothing really that bad. It's not like it blows his hand off or something. But because the parents aren't there, it's child abuse.
This just hurts my brain. I remember when my mom would let us just play outside all day. And if for some reason we got locked out of the house, we had a hose to drink out of. And we could go to our neighbors and tell them, and they could call our parents.
Yeah, it's sad nowadays. Kids can't even play outside on their front lawn without people calling up. Shut up. People can't even play outside on their front lawn without everything going spastic. It's so saddening. Because once again, we have no agency over YouTube. We can't do anything. We can just go on Twitter and hope we have a big enough following that does something.
And 99% of most YouTubers don't have that big of a number.
So that ends up like me, where nothing happens. But as you can see here, bring this back up. As you can see, whoop, naughty word, Noble, naughty word. There are people like Noble and they're the quartering. But they're big enough channels that they can get stuff like this done. But people like us, there's not a chance in hell of anything like that happening. YouTube really needs to deal with this.
I can slightly understand, but at the same time, wait, actually, I remember now. The one thing I originally wanted to talk about.
What was that? You didn't mention anything.
Well, it's the whole fact they appealed it. And as you heard them say, it's because of blah, 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 we can't do anything.
So yeah, they actually did appeal it, and they came back with, nope. But once again, this isn't in terms of service. This isn't in their community guidelines area. This is just judging after the fact, after the video is up, boom, too bad, haha, you can't go and change it. It's not like with the music stuff, because I remember, I was playing Spec Ops The Line, and suddenly some music was being played by a DJ, and I got a copyright strike because of music. So, I took it, I silenced that part, and the video was fine. Yet you can't do that here. Once the strike happens, boom, too bad, deal with it. 90 days, unless it gets reversed. Which, once again, if you don't have a mass audience,
it won't get reversed.
Nope. It's just stuck like that forever. Until the 90 days pass, like I gotta walk on eggshells. YouTube. You really, really need to fix all this, because this is absolutely redonkulous. It doesn't work. It doesn't help anything. And all you're doing is, well, once again, proving to your creators that you don't care anymore.
Yeah, they're pushing mainstream media stuff that everyone knows is flat out lies. And yet, it's just the whole rules for thee and not for me.
Yeah, no, pretty much, because if we were to say certain things, insta-ban, go back, bah. But if CNN says it, it's fine. MSNBC says it, it's fine. Fox says it, probably a little bit of a problem there, but it's overall fine. We as independent content creators, we can't say things anymore. We can't do things anymore. Just like, Leafy, it's just like Leafy. I bet if CNN has been dogging on Trump with no actual evidence for years, yet they don't get a thing about harassment. But Leafy does because he makes a couple videos on Pokemon.
I can see that this whole system is just going to get worse and worse, and eventually it'll implode on itself.
Yeah, that's why things like BitChute, locals, and all that stuff is starting to become more prevalent. People are realizing that YouTube, if it continues to go this way, will be dead in a decade. Just like MySpace. Or hopefully 230 reform will come around.
That should hopefully change everything.
But the big problem is, as I said, it's like 400 hours of videos per second. And people like us, we get lost in that 400 hours a second. Whereas, because you have to do this for years to get a big enough following. But in the end, it just, you either make it or you don't. And if you don't make it, if you don't have massive clout, you will be destroyed, and then you just got to make a new channel or just move on. Move on to places like BitChute. Only do Twitch. Because in the end, they have sole power over everything, and it's crushing the independent content creators. The people that made YouTube are dying off because YouTube is strangling them.
It's a sad thing to see. Very sad.
Yeah, and in the end, we can't do anything other than try our best to survive, to crawl over the corpses of the fallen before us.
At least they don't smell so bad.
Yes, YouTube tries to cover that scent up with, I don't know.
Mainstream media?
Mainstream media stinks even more! Anywho, that's the end of this little video. I'm glad that they got their channel back. I'm glad that they got the strike removed. But once again, it took the quartering, making video about it. I don't know if Noble did, but it took way more than it should have. And it's sad. But that's just the world we live in.
Crazy, crazy days.
Yep, but it's only gonna get crazier. Anywho, if you like this video, then shake the like button and subscribe for more.
Insanity!
And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye!